Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Dawn of War 2 replay. Spawn to the right side as the Tyrannid player. We have Dark Riku, and who has the announcer playing, so it's going to be torture for me. Spawning as his teammate as the Apothecary, that should be a lot of healing for his buddy. We have Big Mathis. Spawning the opponent as the Lord Inquisitor, we have a foreign name, and as the Tech Marine, we also have a foreign name. Tactical Marine Squad has deployed on out. Got a Sentinel into Guardsmen, pretty common. Got Hormagaunts and Termagants into more Termagants, pretty standard. And usually Apothecary players tend to go for a second Tactical Marine Squad, so pretty standard. The other Scout Squad, was there another Scout Squad queued up? Or maybe they got cancelled? By the way, that's pretty standard in 2v2s. Go for 2 Tactical Marines. Sentinel receiving quite a bit of fire right there, and now being paired up by the Guardsmen. These forces are making their advance, able to get some good damage in.
An ally has secured a requisition point.
Power node now receiving a bit of fire there, and now we've had the Stomp upgrade for the Sentinel. Over here, we've got the Tyrannids ripping apart the activated power generator. And we also got the Hive Tyrant right here. So this looks like the red team is heavily focusing together to this point here, while the blue team is split spread out. This guy, of course, being double teamed. Both sides will get their opponent's power generators deactivated. While the safe ones, we've got 2 generators right here and 1 synapse generator right there.
Of the battle. That's a good position. An ally has secured a power node.
Looks like these forces are engaging each other. We've got the heal there on the Tactical Marine Squad. Now these forces are making their way forward. Sentinel's going forward. Nice little stomp there. Getting stomped on one of the squads as the Hormagaunts trying to engage these Imperial Guardsmen. These Imperial Guards are engaged the Termagants as the Tactical Marines are here to support, and the Termagants will be falling back. The Termagants, one of them has fallen back, and the Hive Tyrant still skirting around. We do have a squad of Cashin Devils being deployed out by the Lord Inquisitor, pretty common. Now we also got a Devastator deployed on out, ready to suppress these forces. Tactical Marines push their way forward as well. And now the Lord Inquisitor is falling back. We got a lot of repairs coming out onto this Sentinel here. And I realized I left my heater on, so now there's a bit of background noise from my heater. Sorry about that. Catch Devils get a nice grenade launcher barrage there, knocking back every single model there. Throws a smoke on his own forces as well, repairing up the Sentinel. And these forces are going to be capturing this power point that was deactivated and decaptured. These forces are receiving quite a bit of fire there. The Apothecary is in the region, has been upgraded the Storm Bolter. So there's a lot of health regen here, but does go out another smoke grenade there onto the Sentinel. This force here, however, can easily flank engage these forces, including the Devastator supporting his opponent. Termagants managed to close distance there on this Devastator. Those are the 2 Devastators have been deployed up with the Tech Marine. A bit uncommon, but a lot of suppression there then. Scout Squad received some fire there from the Hormagaunts, getting some great damage onto them. Over here, we've got the Sentinel backing away, got the Cashin Devils and the Imperial Guards still in the region, with the Devastator here to support as well. Hive Tyrant Iron taking charge on forward. Does charge on forward, tying the Devastator up out of the melee. Has extended repair case, giving the charge ability. Cashin Devils may throw a grenade launcher barrage there, but decides to fall back before that point. And Devastator's are soft retreating towards his teammates' HQ as well. He will receive some suppressive fire support there from the Torrential Sentry Guns. And the Hormagaunts they will get wounded quite a bit, but they should fall back without them being wiped. But they were pretty close to actually being wiped there. Sentinel in pursuit. These tactical marine squads need to make sure they stay behind this heavy cover because they won't be able to run forward and all that stuff there. Warrior Brood has been going out. Maybe I'll throw out the Barbed Strangler weapon there. Heavy weapon team does not get suppression there, as the Sentinel is falling back away from these forces. Gain some repairs down the Sentinel, very nice. These forces started making their way forward. We do have two guards squads that throw out some heavy cover there in order to help hold the line. Lord Inquisitor has not been upgraded anything. Great grenade launcher barrage there from the Agion Devils in the back line. Lord Inquisitor is charging forward, just absorbing a lot of shots there. Tried to tap the Devastator up in melee, was unsuccessful. Passing out at this point to avoid the Devastator's arc of fire. Up north, we do have these Hormagaunts and Termagants advancing with the Warrior Brood. Devastators, however, won't be able to accomplish too much. They've got the backline Devastator trying to suppress these forces as well as the Hive Tyrant is engaging this Devastator in melee. On the right side, we do have, of course, the other grenade launcher barrage knocking back these forces. The Apothecary is providing continuous health regen for these, with its aura to these forces. Devastators both fall back. We do, of course, got the Scout here. Where's that Tech Marine? Tech Marine's in the center of the map with the Tactical Marine Squad. The Tactical Marines did go down. No, that's not one of his. That's one of his opponents. Generators receiving some fire now. We've got the Scouts on the high ground. Throws a frag grenade trying to stop the decapture there. Does dodge it there. Still out the decapture. And now here comes Grenade Launcher Barrage from the Agion Devils. The Imperial Guardsman has come to support his teammate. His teammate has done a good job to support him. Now he's going to support his teammate. We've got the Manticore being deployed now, which should be a good artillery piece in a team game. Sentinel and Lord Inquisitor are charging way forward. Sentinel trying to go for a nice stomp, or at least threatening a stomp. If he stops and stays in fight, he will get stomped. But of course, he does do a nice stomp there. Scouts are capturing the requisition point.
We are losing a requisition point to the enemy.
And now got a Flamer engaging the generators. One generator does get bashed. We do have a Zenithrope being deployed out by the Hive Tyrant, which is a good AoE support unit. And that's a Manticore Barrage right there. Gains some good damage there. Doesn't take out any models, forces them back, however.
Victory point secured. Enemy fire on my Inquisitor suppresses and bridges.
Good hits there onto the Tactical Marine Squad, forcing back. Those are the Apothecaries getting some healing as the Hive Tyrant's now falling on back. On the right side, we've got this point being captured up as the Imperial Guards forces making their advance. They both have been upgraded plasma guns. No Commissar upgrade, however.
We shall make it so.
And we also got a Librarian deployed now for the Apothecary. He does have improved medical equipment, increases max energy and injury regen, making him more so into a medic. Frag missiles upgrade on the Sentinel, giving him some light artillery support to support his heavy artillery of the Manticore. That is in fact a Manticore Barrage. I sometimes have to remember if it's the Manticore missile or the Lord Commissar's Flare ability. But of course, there is no Lord Commissar. Power generators, one deployed up by the Imperial Guardsman, the other one deployed up by the Tech Marine. And now we do have a Dreadnought being deployed now. It could be just going to be a melee Dreadnought to help support his front line, because they need a more of a front line to engage these forces. but the Warrior Brew does have the anti-vehicle melee weapon. The Devastator does get flanked there, could potentially get wiped by these melee forces. Yeah, ripped apart, no chance of escape. We got some Stern Guard veterans deployed on out for the Apothecary, and does manage to take out the Sentinel there with the armor-piercing rounds. Stun shot has been utilized by the Lord Inquisitor, upgraded the Inferno pistol. Lord Inquisitor will be pulling back. Tactical Marines or Guard squads forcing back the Scouts, and do have another Manticore barrage here. Does do a full retreat there to avoid the Manticore.
Understood. At your command. An ally has taken a victory point. Position under attack. Understood. Under suppression.
We do have the Apothecary now trying to back away from the Devastator Marines that the Tech Marine player has deployed on the southern flank. Make sure that BP doesn't go down. Got the Imperial Guardsmen. Need to push forward to support the Dreadnought. And we've got global repairs being activated there by the Dreadnought. Global repairs are trying to be used to repair up the Manticore as well. And the Manticore does stay alive. Warrior Brute is staying quite a bit of fire there. Good smash there to stun the Hive Tyrant, who's been also upgraded with the Crushing Claws, which is the anti-vehicle weapon. Tactical Marines and Stern Guard veterans pushing the way forward. The Tactical Marine still has the Flamer upgrade, so that one did not get replaced. Now we've got the Zenithrope making his way forward, trying to engage these Scouts. Manticore Barrage getting a nice knockback, great knockback all across that line. The Manticore has been upgraded with the Storm Eagle. Nice suppressive fire ability there from the Storm Bolter as the Inquisitor just gets behind heavy cover and uses the Inferno Pistol, which is a Melta weapon.
An ally's forces are under attack.
Over here, we've got these Scout Squads and Tactical Marines falling back. That's actually a Tactical Marine with the Melta Gun upgrade, also being upgraded to Sigum Armor. Hive Tyrant Guard trying to push his way forward. Capillary Tower does go down there. And these Tactical Marine squads do fall back. Inquisitor does utilize that Judgment ability there. He does manage to fall back in time. Manticore Barrage combined with Inferno Pistol could be a great combination there to get extra damage. We do have the heavy weapons team deployed on out, trying to suppress these forces. There's a lot of Imperial Guards from here to support as well. One that does have the Commissar upgrade. Scouts are trying to eye for charging forward, pass for a frag grenade. Could be for a shotgun knockback, but yeah, frag grenade is thrown, gains some great damage there. But thanks to that shoot ability, he's able to stand quite a bit there, preventing knockback as well. And the Scout Squad gets ripped apart. Too much fire there. Not a good enough frag. Need to go for a flank for the... get increased damage so they get the damage resistance from the heavy cover. The Scout Squad's falling back. The Dreadnought has to sink a bit of fire there, trying to avoid the anti-vehicle weapons of the Hive Tyrant, as the Tech Marine is trying to tie up the Hive Tyrant in melee. Was successful. Napalm Run does come forward by the Imperial Guardsmen. The Dreadnought will need to fall back, but does go down there to the last cannon. Manticore Barrage does get a nice knockback there onto the Librarian. Librarian's trying to fall back now. Could just get wiped there. Something's being called on there. I'm not sure what though. And fresh Tactical Marines from the Tech Marine. Probably a good idea to upgrade those to Stern Guard veterans. Imperial Guards are pushing the way forward, but we do have the Hive Tyrant Guard pushing the way forward, which is very resilient. It is, of course, a vehicle, per se. Grenade Launcher Barrage knocking back the Flamers. Does look at the drop pod there. Tyrant Guard is still pretty far forward. And overall, seems like Blue's in a great position. Have good more ticks than their opponent as well. Capillary Tower is set on up as well. Manticore lining up for another shot, getting ready. Cardinal Weapons being deployed. Maybe a good idea to upgrade for auto cannon or las cannon to help engage these vehicles. Do also have a Venom Brood in the mix as well, so anti-vehicle. We do also have the Rain Synapse. Improved race damage, improved health. Captain Marine squads are falling back. Both of them upgraded plasma guns, but the Tyrant Guard's still a problem. Devastator does still set up in the defensive position. Manticore Barrage raining on in. Ooh, and the Librarian gets a great AoE effect there. Xenothrop is falling back. These forces making a soft retreat away, however. The Scout Squad here could potentially go down. A lot of stuff on the retreat path. But does not go down. Plasma Guns making their advance, getting some damage there on the Hormigons. Nato Barrage knocking back these forces as the Inquisitor makes her advance. Heavy Weapons team set up in a good angle there. Not a whole lot of damage there on the Devastators, and they're now got the Vengeance Rounds ability. And these forces started making their advance, trying to get some good damage in. We do have the Whirlwind deployed on out by the Apothecary, which will be very effective for Superior Guardsmen. A Plasma Cannon Devastator would have been another good choice, but this will give them longer range, more of a durable platform as well. And more sustained fire, honestly. Librarian does get knocked back there. And, ooh, great knockback all across the line, getting some good damage. These forces need to fall back. They do throw, Captain Devils do throw a smoke grenade to help his teammates. And here comes the next set of Whirlwind rockets.
The enemy is claiming a victory point.
Great damage coming on in right there. Motor gun getting some damage there onto the power generator. And these forces do fall back away from the Hive Tyrant. And Xenothrop is receiving some fire there, but does have his own used energy's health shield ability, and hardly took any damage there, so could stick around. And we do have a Plasma Cannon Devastator deployed out by the Tech Marine, which should be effective versus against the Hormigons and Termagants, but that Whirlwind in the region is going to be a bit problematic. Ogrins have been deployed out, but that's not enough. He needs to get out some Stormtrooper Nota guns. Good damage there. The Librarians charge on forward, which will get a nice special attack there, but these forces are receiving too much fire from that Whirlwind. Something being deployed out there. Could be Terminators. Yeah, Terminators have been deployed out by the Apothecary. Over here, Tyrant Guard gets sacrificed. And it does go down right there. The Termagants may go down here to the shotguns, but the shotgun's going to go straight for the capture point, the VP. Heavy Weapons team will be falling back. Manticore could fire off a barrage somewhere if it's off cooldown. Does get a good hit there onto the Hive Tyrant, knocking him back. And Plasma Cannon does come on in, does knock the wipe there on the Hive Tyrant. Storm Guard veterans and Terminators in the region will lock down the area quite easily. forces are making their advance. You do have the auto cannon upgrade there on the heavy weapons team. Gets good damage there and does go ahead and mobilize the Terminator. The Lord of Wizard has a lot of options to completely immobilize Terminators. Do teleport away there. See some fire there from the Whirlwind. And do have some health regen being activated there by the Apothecary. Now we've got Swarm Lord charging forward, slicing up all these forces. Last cannon does connect with the Swarm Lord, but the Swarm Lord is quite durable. But it's down to half health now. Got the marked target there onto the Swarm Lord. The Tech Marine does, of course, have the melted gun himself, so there's still more fire coming out onto the Swarm Lord, but the Apothecary will need to fall back. The last cannon needs to fall in the back. Tactical Marine squads can't stay around for much longer either. Whirlwind's constant barraging these Imperial Guardsmen. A lot of corpses here. Whirlwind's constantly firing on these forces, able to disrupt and deal a lot of AoE damage. Getting some great hits right there. Devastator Marines not finding good engagement there either. Terminator's charging forward, but does get immobilized there by the Terminators, by the Lord Inquisitor. We got the Manticore Barrage completely whiffing the Terminators there. Try to go for the barrage there before the Terminators teleported forward. Smoke grenade was thrown there, but these forces will need to fall back, getting a bit overwhelmed. More Whirlwind barrages right there, not exactly great hits. Tactical Marines and Tactical Marine making their advance, getting some damage there. Does use the mark target there onto the Tactical Marine squad. Terminators still have all the most, so does the Story Guard veterans. Story Guard veterans are almost at full health. Regular Predator tank has been pulled now, engaging the Librarian. Swarm Lord and Xenothrop making their advance. It takes a bit of time for the Swarm Lord to regenerate HP. Autocannon gets some good damage there onto the Librarian. Does receive a healing there from the Apothecary. Whirlwind still sitting up, still getting a lot of barrages in, as now Cyclone missiles coming on as well. Even more missiles. Using the AoE effects against Imperial Guardsmen is very, very effective. Predator makes advance, Manticore firing a barrage there onto the Terminators once again. Predator with last cannon being deployed out. That would be used for con effects, Swarm Lord, and the Whirlwind. However, the Predator is seeing lots of fire there. Does go down to all these forces. Plasma Cannon Devastator may find a good shot there. Gets a deadly hit there on the Termagants. And a Senior Run as well. A lot of AoE damage coming onto the Tyranid player. These forces all pulling back significantly. Going to Swarm Lord charging on forward, getting some good damage in. And Plasma Cannon Devastator shot onto the Terminators, but the red team is falling back entirely once again. Red team's down half the tickets, down to 102 tickets versus their 211 of their opponent. Scouts skirting around, capture the flanks, which is always a good idea.
Allied Hive Tyrant has been revived.
Allied Hive Tyrant has been revived. I don't think that's exactly the thing you want to celebrate. He does retreat back there in time. Retreat does break that snare, but of course Terminators can't retreat. Armor of the Apothecarian grants health regen, grants speed when out of combat, unlocks the advanced healing ability, allows to heal multiple nearby allies. That's what that flashing ability is from. Tactical Marine squads are forced to fall back. Plasma Cannon Devastator fully goes down there. Swarmlord has received quite a bit of fire. But Swarmlord will stay alive. We'll need to fall back to perhaps get some health and health regen. Volgrin's not falling back severely wounded. They could upgrade the Volgrin. Actually, no, it doesn't have tier 3 yet, so it can't upgrade the Volgrin. Tier 3 is actually on the build queue now for the Lord Wizard, but massive damage here. This Whirlwind has done lots of damage. Smoke round does come forward by the Casual Devils, but here comes the next high explosive round from the Whirlwind, knocking back, interrupting all these forces, sustaining so much fire there. And here comes the Bile Plasma there from the Carnifex, but largely didn't do a whole lot to that autocannon. Looks like there's 2 autocannons deployed on out. This one does fall back as well. Carnifex receiving quite a bit of fire there, but Light can potentially go down, has a marked target onto him. Melted gun needs one more shot now. And does get the kill there on the Carnifex with the Tech-Marine. Got Venerable Dreadnought deployed on out as well, but we're receiving quite a bit of fire there. Cyclone missiles do largely miss the Venerable Dreadnought. Ogrins are here, as well as the Imperial Guardsmen. Capture will capture the central requisition point. Apothecary's charge from forward, but does fall back now. We do have these guys being healed up by the Apothecary as well, but getting overwhelmed by sheer forces. No Volgrin upgrade yet either. Terminators do teleport away, allowing the Sorcerer veterans to also fall back. Over here, the Tyranids advance, but they do fall away. I think the Scout Squad may have been wiped there. He still has a Scout Squad out in the field, but is currently repairing up the Venerable Dreadnought.
They strike from behind us.
More and more autocannon shots. I always feel like the autocannon just feels a little bit too weak now. It just sort of just pecks away. If it had actually more range, it'd actually probably be a bit more useful, but it feels like the autocannon damage is a little bit too low. Maybe it's more against the AoE one, but I think it just needs more range to be a bit more effective. We've got Tyranno formation not being utilized on top of the Transit Sentry Gun, which immediately goes down. A lot of capillary towers now up on the field. Autocannons constantly firing as well. Venerable Dreadnought's almost down. Another one, 2 of the capillary towers do go down. Swarmlord's trying to make their withdrawal. Whirlwind rockets raining on in. And here comes Venerable Dreadnought charging forward into that formation. Severely wounded, could potentially get killed off. Looks like global repairs have been activated by the Tech-Marine. These forces falling on back. We may see a Manticore barrage in the mix of all of this. Venerable Dreadnought still alive. Autocannon still firing. And now we've got these forces advancing. And the Venerable Dreadnought will manage to stay alive. Barely, but alive. Scouts going straight for the VP, trying to capture it up. The red team doesn't have a whole lot of VPs remaining, but it's an opportunity for them to actually capture it up. This one will be captured as well. Soon to be a triple capture. Looks like the Casual Devil laying down a demolition charge. Plasma Cannon Devastator fires and rolls a miss there. And another Whirlwind Rocket Barrage. Manticore Barrage onto the Terminators once again, getting some great damage there. Knocks back zone. Terminators there. Not Terminators, Tactical Marines. And the Ogrins managed to find an angle there onto the Whirlwind. Trying to retreat back away to the base. The Transit Sentry Guns may get the suppression off to save him. But one more melee hit there does get the Whirlwind. Doesn't get the suppression off in time. Or any suppression off in time. Venerable Dreadnought, barely alive. Plasma Cannon Devastator has a really juicy target right there. Tyranids are making their advance. Got the Manticore Barrage raining on in. No, that's Incendiary Run. Napalm Run. Tactical Marines engaging these forces. Warrior Brutes charging on forward as well. Venerable Dreadnought still trying to be kept alive. Got another Cyclone Missile Barrage on these forces, but largely missed right there. And then the Manticore Barrage onto the Terminators, getting some great hits right there. They do teleport away. They did lose a model. Apothecary does get knockback blacks there by the Catching Devils, as well as another Grenade Launcher Barrage there onto the last Cannon Devastator. Terminators are still in the region there. On the left side, we've got a Lictor to support these forces. The Scout Squad trying to capture the Northern VP once again. Now we do have the Neurothrope now out in the field. Another super unit that... So this looks like now there's 2 super units deployed on out. Or maybe the Swarm Lord may have went down in one of those engagements. My bad if I didn't see that going down. Pillar Tower gets destroyed. Laura, I'm not sure what that means. Blue's scratching out more of another fight. A Swarm Lord being deployed now to support the Neurothrope, so you can't have both of them at the same time. You got a Predator being deployed out by the Tech Marine. The last Cannon Predator wouldn't be half bad to engage those Swarm Lord and Neurothrope. Got Catching Devils here, Camouflage, waiting the ambush. We've got, of course, the Demolition Charge here. Very hard to see, even does get spotted. And misses with the knockback there. Something being called on there, not sure what. Terminators, more Terminators support on blue, so he has to deploy a second squad of Terminators for the Apothecary. Huscons pushes the way forward. The Lord, of course, has been upgraded with also the Liber Hereticus, using health and energy regen, and Excruciatus, bringing the Excruciatus curse. Predators pushing the way forward. Cyclone Missiles getting some great hits there. Very close range barrage means lots of damage. Ogrins charging on forward. The central VP has been decaptured, and right now it's a single capture in favor of blue. Good knockback there on the Tactical Marines. We've got some sort of ability there. I'm not sure if I'm following the Neurothrope. I really don't know much about the Neurothrope. Autocannons to get force on back. Warrior Brew could get some good hits there onto the Predator, but we've got the repairing global repairs being activated onto it. Does get suppressed there by the Tarantula Sentry Gun. Venerable Dreadnought still in the mix of it. Got it low too. Good damage there onto the Neurothrope. Neurothrope can apparently retreat. Swarm Lord's also engaging the Predator now. Massive hit there by the last Cannon Devastator. And the Predator tank does go down. Ogrins charging forward, and red has round VPs. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching.